Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is Transformation Tuesday. Grace and peace may be multiplied to you from God, who is certainly our Father. This morning, I want to say thank you to every single person that's tuned in this morning. Welcome, Facebook. If you do me a favor, like, tag, and share this broadcast. So we like it, send some hearts, tap, tap, tap right there. Then tag 2 to 3 people in and say, hey, catch this live or catch the replay, and then share it to your page, your profile, or your groups that you're a part of right there. And if you are on YouTube, hey YouTube, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up right there, like this video, and then copy the link and send it out in text or post it on your social media and let them know, hey, catch the live or catch the replay. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube. So if you're watching us on Facebook, you can click the link in the description of the video and find our YouTube right there and subscribe. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you can click the link right there in the video and find us on Facebook, and make sure you follow right there so that you can stay connected to us on every platform as we continue to build this Arise and Build. I want to thank everybody who has been mentioning Apostle Naomi in prayer. Keep her and the Davis family lifted in prayer. Keep them covered right there. Reach out as the Lord would lead you to do so, via text, via DM, via message, whatever. As the Lord will give you, just reach out and send something encouraging. Put a heart there, send a praying emoji, comment on the post or something. Just let her know that you're thinking about her and that you have her in your prayers. Again, I want to thank everybody for keeping her in your prayers right there. Let's see. Announcements. Don't forget, October 8th through the 10th, we will be right in Greenville, South Carolina for Vision Fest 2026. I want to see you in the place. If you just can't get here, we'll have some type of virtual option. But for those of you who can get here, at all means, try your best to get here. We want to see you in the place. This week, we're sowing. And if this is your week to sow, if today's your day to sow, I want to make sure to give you the chance to do that. All the ways of giving is right in the link tree. The link tree, Lord, I'm still on Clubhouse. All the ways of giving are in the description of the video right there. We're going to create a link tree. But for now, all the ways of giving is right there in the description of the video on YouTube, and it's in the pinned comments right there on Facebook. This week we believe in God. 2 Chronicles 20:20 says that if you believe in the Lord your God, you should be established, and you believe in his prophets, then you shall prosper. We believe in God that this season is a twofold season for us. It's a season of establishment, and it's a season that we will prosper. And so this week, if you want to put your faith in the agreement with this, you want to sow, you feel led to do so, you can sow the 2020. You can sow $2.20. Maybe you sow 120.20 or 220.20 or 40.40 or 60.60, wherever the Lord would lay on your heart to do, whatever he would impress for you to do. You just obey God there. Be a cheerful giver. Sacrifice your seed right there and bring it to the Lord at the altar. And the ways of doing that is in the description of the video or the comments of the video. We're praying over your seed. And he says that if you give, it shall be given back unto you, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall he cause men to give unto your bosom. And so we believe, God, that as you sow, that this season of establishment and prosperity will come by people using their power, their ability, their influence, their affluence, their network, and their net worth on your behalf. Let us jump right into our March Madness Cancel the Chaos message for today, which is lead yourself first. Everyone on the planet, every single one of us, from the age we can probably think for ourselves, wants to lead something. Even the babies lead their Hot Wheels and their Mega Barbie or whatever it's called these days, Ken or what, I don't know what they call their Cabbage Patch dolls. I'm telling my age, I don't know. They want to lead even then. Everyone wants to lead something. As an adult, we want to lead businesses. We want to lead teams. We want to lead family. We want to lead a vision. But very few people focus on the one thing that determines all of it. Can you lead yourself? Take a pause and think about it. Can you lead yourself? Because if you can't manage your time, manage your emotions, manage your habits, we're gonna get in trouble here. Manage your focus. I say it again. If you can't manage and lead your time, if you can't manage and lead your emotions, if you can't manage and lead your habits, if you can't manage and lead your focus, leadership will always be heavy and a burden on you. Not because leadership is hard, but because self-leadership is missing. It's the foundation. Before you can lead anything external, you have to take ownership internal. The quality of your life is determined by how well you lead yourself. I was very strategic in the last couple months. I was very strategic in leading myself. Very strategic. Very strategic in leading myself. Trying to make sure that I had this in order and that in order, and that I could become disciplined with this and become disciplined with this, and learn how to bite my tongue here and learn how to say it with more class and grace here. I was very determined in the last couple months, not knowing what the Lord would open up and shift and move me into. But I was in the role of leading myself. So that when we got into this corporate leadership role and into this physical pastoral role that we're getting ready to walk in, I can effectively lead others because I have been leading myself. Not that I've arrived anywhere, but I have been leading myself in the right direction. Point one. Self-leadership starts with ownership. Self-leadership starts with ownership. What you take ownership of, you can improve. I'll say it again. What you take ownership of, that you can improve. A lot of us want to improve different areas of our lives that we have not taken ownership in. Many people stay stuck because we focus on what we cannot control. Other people, circumstances, timing. Growth, real growth, begins when you shift your focus on what's within your control and you take ownership of it. Your decisions, your habits, your mindset. Ownership removes excuses and it creates progress. The reason why you still have excuses available is because you have not taken ownership of your decisions, your habits, and your mindset. But when you take ownership of those things, progress, real progress can begin to happen, and all of the excuses are then removed. Two people can face the same situation. One will blame the environment, like the man at the pool of Bethesda. I have no one to put me in. When the water's troubled, everybody else jump in. No one wants to help me. Everybody else gets in before me. For 38 years, he blamed the environment. For 38 years, he blamed other people. For 38 years, he had excuses. while the other person who's fighting and facing the same situation, they begin to adjust their actions. They begin to change what is necessary so that they can reap the results that they want. That's the woman with the issue of blood who went to every doctor, every quack, every prophet, every prayer line, and didn't get better, but got worse until she heard that winter season that came and Jesus was coming through the town and he was giving sight to the blind. He was causing the lame to walk. She adjusted her, watch this, she adjusted her mindset and said, if I can just but touch the hem of his garment. She didn't accept defeat. She didn't accept the prognosis of the doctor. She didn't accept what the world said. She took ownership of her mind and said, let this mind be in me that's in Christ. And she pressed toward something greater. And it turned out to be a rewarding situation for her. So which one are you? The man at the pool who have every, watch this, valid excuse on why you can't get in? Are you the woman with the issue of blood who's going to press through the crowd of her own mind, press through the crowd of the people that said she couldn't do it and that she was unclean and that she would never be nothing? And she pressed through it all and said, I ain't got to get in his face. I just need the lowest part of him. I just need something that's touching him. Are you going to blame the environment? Are you going to adjust your mindset, your habits, and your decisions so that you can see the results that you want? Only one of you can move forward. And it's not the one that blames the environment. Because guess what? Let me let you in on the secret. The environment ain't going to change. You're going to still be in the ghetto. You're going to still be dealing with Section 8. You're going to still be dealing with government assistance. You're going to still be on that job. You're going to still be dealing with that boss. You're going to still be dealing with that neighbor until you change your mind, your habits, and your decisions. And at that point, everything around you can change. So today, what I want you to do is I want you to ask yourself, what part of my life am I fully responsible for that I need to lead better in? What part of my life am I fully responsible for that I need to lead better in? What part? What part of my life? For me, it was my weight, my eating. No, I'm fully responsible for that. Guess what? They ain't got to cook. The fast food restaurant ain't got to serve me fast food restaurant. Serve me fast food. The bed ain't got to hold me hostage. All of these things I'm fully responsible for. I just needed to lead better. I needed to lead myself away from the spoon and the fork. I needed to lead myself onto the treadmill. I needed to lead myself to eating better and not eating late at night and cutting out the snacks. You got to take what area of your life that you're fully responsible for, that you're not blaming environment, that you're not blaming timing and other people and circumstances. And you know what? Say, this is my decision, my habits, my mindset, and I got to own it. Ask yourself, what part of your life are you fully responsible for that you need to lead better? Point two, Lord Jesus, we spent a lot of time on that one. Point two. Point two. Discipline builds trust with yourself. Discipline builds trust with yourself. Discipline builds trust with yourself. When you don't, let me start here. Every kept promise that you keep for yourself will build your confidence. Every time I went walking, every time I went walking and did 3 to 5 miles, I was more confident in myself. I was more confident in my decision. I was more confident. Self leadership is built through consistency. Self leadership is built through consistency. When you don't, when you say you will do something and you follow through with it, you build trust with yourself. I said, I'm gonna start walking. I'm gonna do, I didn't start at 5 miles. I started at probably a half a mile. That first half a mile was something serious. I started at half a mile. And I said, you know what? Let me do this half a mile. I followed through with that half a mile. I followed through with that half a mile. And guess what? It built my confidence. And then I said, you know what? Let me now do, let me now do 3/4 of a mile. So I said, okay, did that. It built my confidence. I got a mile and a half. I didn't even jump to a mile. I got a mile and a half. Let me jump the mile and a half out. Then it was, you know what? Let me go and do the 3 miles. Then I found a route in my neighborhood that if I did this and I walked around here, that was, if I did it twice, that was 5 miles. Boom, I did it. Twice I did it. Went around it. My confidence built up. My confidence built up. Every time you follow through, it builds your confidence. That's why you can't set huge goals. Set small, obtainable goals that you can keep obtaining. Set it. When you don't follow through on what you say, guess what? Your trust weakens. Confidence is not just a belief, it's built from evidence. It's built from evidence. It's built from evidence. You got to have some evidence, which means you got to have some follow through, which means that you're gonna have to make small obtainable goals and meet them. Someone who consistently follows through on small commitments begins to feel more in control of their life. That control builds confidence. Small commitments that you can follow through on makes you feel more control, and that control builds your confidence. So what we're going to do today is we're going to choose one small commitment today, and we're going to follow through completely. Choose one small commitment today, and we're going to follow through completely. I woke up early this morning, and I said, let me get my final research paper turned in today for English. And guess what? I've been working on it all morning. My eyes tired now. Okay? Been working on it all morning. But it was a small commitment, which was huge, but it was a small commitment. And I seen it through. I said, I'm going to finish it before I get on this live. Well, guess what? 15 minutes ago, I hit submit. 15 minutes ago, I hit submit. Take one small commitment and see it all the way through today. Keep your word to yourself. It will encourage you to keep going. Point three, you set the standard for your own life. You set the standard for your own life. Your standards determine your results. Your standards determine your results. Your life rises and falls to the level of what you accept. Write that down. This is something you need to know. This needs to be embedded in your brain. Your life rises and or falls to the level of what you accept, allow, and bring into your life. If your standards are low, your results will reflect that. If your standards are clear and consistent, your life begins to align with the standard you set. This is why the Bible says when the enemy came in like a flood, what did the Lord lift? He lifted a standard. Your standard, if it's clear and consistent, will align everything in your life, and it will become a wall to the enemy that's trying to overtake it. Some of you all, you fighting the devil, and I'm 100% in agreement. Lay on your face, pray in the Holy Ghost, war in the Spirit, and then get up and lift a standard. Get up and set boundaries. Get up and put people in places. Get up and set your mark and draw the line in the sand. That enemy you do. Some do come out through prayer and fasting. But some you just simply need to raise the standard. If you raise the standard, you won't still attract that no good Negro. If you raise the standard, you won't be in the same situation around the same time every year. Some of us, we just need to raise the standard. This is part of leadership. You got to lead yourself. And part of that is saying, you know what? I got a standard. And I'm not going to accept the first thing that got hips, dips, and fingertips. I'm not going to accept the first biceps and triceps that walk up on me, because my standard is higher now. I don't mind going through my lonely season. I don't mind going through a season of being by myself. I don't mind going through my season of being sold out to God, because I am waiting on the standard that I set for myself. All right, I'm just trying to help somebody. If your standards are clear and consistent, your life will begin to align to that. Self-leadership means deciding how you gonna show up, how you gonna spend your time, and what you're going to allow in your space. And it also means what you're no longer gonna tolerate. Self-leadership means, write this down, how you determine how you're gonna show up, how you gonna spend your time, what you allow, and what you no longer gonna tolerate. I don't know who this is for, but I gotta tell one person that's live or listening to the replay of this. This is the last time should be the last time that you let them no call and no show in your life. They invited you on a date. They reached out to you for a meeting, and then they no called and no show, and then hey, here go an excuse. While the excuse was good, you got a standard. And right now, you are already below the standard. You need to lead yourself well. I don't know who that's for. You need to lead yourself well. You need to lead yourself well. Because if they start playing in your face this early in the game, what you think they're going to do at the end? When they got the whole cow, what you think they're going to do? Stop letting people play in your face. You need to determine what you no longer going to tolerate. Draw a line in the sand. Someone who raises their standards to focus, to discipline, to consistency often sees results improve quickly. Focus, discipline, consistency. If you raise your standard to those areas, you're going to see results quickly. I'm just looking back that we are about to end Q1. We are about to end Q1. And I'm just looking back over Q1. And I'm saying to myself, Jay, your focus, your discipline, and your consistency in just, I'm not even going to say all of Q1, the last 31 days. Yeah, the last 31 days. Your focus, your discipline, your consistency showed up. It showed up so much so that you finished 10 classes. In 31 days, you finished 10 college courses, papers, presentations, group assignments. In 31 days, 10 classes. In 31 days, you didn't just apply for it, but you walked into a corporate setting. Focus, discipline, and consistency will pay off quickly when that becomes your standard. I got a new standard. I'm sorry. That's why I don't kiki on the phone. All my friends, they like me in this new space. They respected me quickly. We ain't gonna talk every day. We ain't gonna talk all day. I may text you here and there. I'm all right. You all right. That's it. I got focus, discipline, and consistency. I got a goal to reach. And I got a short time to do it. And I watch my life in 31 days improve quickly. And those that are close to me, they can all attest to 31 days. Exactly. Down to the day. Down to the day we're on the 31st day of my focus, my discipline, and my consistency. And let me just tell you, it's paid off well. It's paid off well. Not because my life changed, but because I did. I raised the standard for myself. Okay, y'all don't want to talk to me. That high school diploma was good, but I didn't raise the bar for me. I raised it. I got to go for a PhD. I got to go for a D-Min. I got to go for a DBA or something. I raised the standard for myself. I'm leading myself differently so that I can lead you effectively. So today we're going to identify one standard you need to raise this week. Education, finances, job, career, personal development, relationships. I don't know what area, or maybe areas, plural. But you need to identify at least one standard and raise it this week. I'm telling you, in 31 days from today, your life will have made a significant change if you become serious about raising this standard. I've seen it for my own self. In 31 days, I still can't believe it. It still pinched me. But when you raise the standard for yourself, when the enemy comes in like a flood to take you out, raise the standard up for yourself and watch him. Let me go. We over time. Today's assignment: identify one area where you need to take more ownership. Commit to one small action and complete it through fully. Raise one personal standard in your daily routine. Raise a personal standard in your days. Leadership begins with you. You don't need more control over your environment to move forward. You just need more control over yourself. When you lead yourself well, everything else becomes easier to lead. This is where stability, confidence, and growth begins. This is where stability, confidence, and growth begins. Your affirmation for today: I lead myself with discipline and clarity. I take full ownership of my life. I follow through on my commitments. My standards are rising. I move with confidence and control. I create my now. I lead myself with discipline and clarity. I take full ownership of my life. I follow through on my commitments. My standards are rising. I move with confidence and control. I create my now. Make sure you like, tag, and share this broadcast on Facebook. Tag 2 or 3 people on it. You know they need to hear this. Your good friends, anybody you talk to more than 3 times a week, you need to tag them in this right here, because they need to lead themselves well. You need to be around people that's going to hold you accountable in leading yourself well, and you hold them accountable. So the closest people to you, the closest 2 to 3 people, I know you tagged some people earlier, but right now, the closest 2 to 3 people that you talk to at least 2 to 3 times a week, you need to tag them in this right here and say, listen, if this message don't speak to you, I need you to hold me accountable for what it spoke to me. If you talk to them 2 to 3 times a week, you need to send them this message and say, I need you to hold me accountable to this. If you're on YouTube, copy the link, send this message. Tell them, I need you to hold me accountable to this. I'm just to raise my standard. I need you to hold me accountable to that standard, sis. I need you to hold me accountable to that standard, bro. Make sure if you're sowing, if today's your day of sowing, this is your week of sowing. We're sowing for 2 Chronicles 20 and 20. We're believing God that this is our season of establishment and prosperity. He said, believe in the Lord your God and you shall be established. He said, but believe in my prophets and you shall prosper. I believe this is one of those words. Today's word is one of those words, believe in my prophets and you shall prosper. If you raise this standard, you're going to prosper. You're going to prosper. I'm telling you, I can tell you 100,000 reasons with a dollar sign, a comma, and a decimal, and how the last 31 days of my focus paid off. I'm telling you, raise the standard. So if today's your day of sowing, you want to sow on this word, you're saying, I'm raising the standard. I'm believing God and I'm believing the prophet. I'm raising the standard. You can sow your seed of 2020. $2.20. Maybe you need to multiply 40 or 60. Maybe you want to just put 100 on it, 120. Wherever your faith is, wherever your obedience to God is, wherever your sacrifice before the Lord is, I want you to meet us here with it. The ways of giving: Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. It's all right there in the description of the video, and it's all right there in the comments of the video on Facebook. Make sure you put your seed in the ground. We're going to touch and agree with every seed, that as you give, that it shall be given back unto you, pressed down, shaken together, running over. People are going to use their power, their ability, their influence, affluence, network, and their net worth on your behalf. As you raise the standard, plant this seed in the ground, I'm believing 30, 60, 100 fold a return is going to come to your time, your talent, and your treasure. I believe that you will not be needing aid or support, that God is going to supply you with everything needed to do every good work that's set before you. I believe that. I decree that over your life. You're blessed. This word is blessed. Your seed is blessed. Go, grow, and glow. May his peace, his protection, and his provision be your portion. Happy Tuesday again to you. Grace and peace be multiplied to you from God, who is our Father. Keep arising, keep building, and raise that standard. And watch God cause you to be established and you to prosper.